Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there was a tiny dragon who lived in a cave with his mom. He was the most shy dragon that had ever lived. Instead of breathing out fire, he could only breathe out bubbles. All the other dragons teased him for this, and they especially teased him when he couldn't fit his large frame into a tiny cave. "You're such a small dragon," they would say. "You should just move into a shoebox." So the little dragon did. He moved into a shoebox, and he waited for someone to take him, somewhere far away from all the dragons, so he could prove to them that even a small dragon can be brave. As she walked away, she saw a huge smile on his face for the first time. It was the best present she could have ever asked for. From that day on, Bubbles was never lonely again. And every time he saw a shooting star, he remembered the princess who had helped him be brave. One day, a princess found the shoebox while she was playing hide-and-seek with her friends. She opened up the shoebox and said, "Hello, little dragon. What's your name?" But as the days went by, the princess started to feel lonely. Her friends had all gone home, but she didn't want Bubbles to leave her. "Where will you go if I'm not there to take care of you?" she asked one day. "I don't know," Bubbles said sadly, "but I need to go. This cave is too small for me." The princess knew that he was right, but she didn't want him to leave her. So she came up with a plan. "I don't have a name," he said quietly. Bubbles was so excited that he could finally get away from the cave. "I'm ready," he said loudly. The princess smiled. She had never heard him say anything louder than a whisper before. "Well, since you're a tiny dragon who breathes bubbles, I think you should be called Bubbles," the princess said with a smile. They played hide-and-seek until the sun went down. Then they cuddled up to each other for warmth, because even though they were best friends, they were both still very lonely. Just then, a shooting star zoomed past them and left a tiny sparkle behind. "Make a wish," the princess said to Bubbles. Without hesitation, he wished for a big, cozy cave filled with all the toys he had ever wanted. Poof! The shooting star granted his wish, and they both ran into his new cave. And that's what the little dragon was called from that day on. The princess and Bubbles became best friends. They would play hide-and-seek every day. That night, the princess put on her bravest face and said to Bubbles, "I'm going to take you somewhere very far away tomorrow. Are you ready?" The next day, the princess took Bubbles to a faraway land where there were no dragons or anyone else. The princess knew that she had to go home now, but she was so happy for Bubbles.